So I talked to Caleb and George today. It was very touching. And I just want to thank everyone for all of their prayers and their support for George. He's definitely feeling our prayers and our love. A couple praise reports I wanted to tell everybody. One of the biggest ones is just the timing of this whole accident, this whole injury with his knees. I'm sure that his knees have been wearing out for quite some time, and it just so happens to be this time where they just had their last step. George does his mission work deep in the jungles of the Philippines. And sorry there, I didn't know what was going on with my phone. But he's about 6 to 8 hours away from Manila. I think that's how you say it. You know, I'm never good at pronouncing anything, but he doesn't live in like an area where you could really get like first world type of care, like at a hospital or anything. But it just so happens that George was coming up to Caleb's graduation, because Caleb is graduating from pastoral school. And so he took the big 6 to 8 hour bus ride, however long, to come and see Caleb. And as they were on their way to church, I believe it was yesterday, George said it was just like something just knocked his knees out from up underneath him, and he just fell. And he couldn't put any more weight on his knees. He said it was just like something hit me. And you know, you're in the Philippines, you're a missionary, you're on your way to church, and you just get zapped. And I'm like, God does his healings and he does his work in all kinds of ways. And I'm not saying that he's not going to just do a miracle and just heal him without surgery, but just for the fact that George wasn't stuck in the jungles 6 to 8 hours away with his knees popped out like this is just totally God's perfect timing to be able to take care of George, because that he's in Manila with this injury, he's able to get the best care at the best hospital in the Philippines. So I just want to give God a big thank you. Thank you so much, Lord, just for taking care of George right now, and that this would just take place on his way to church in Manila, in the best area to be sick at. I mean, I know that sounds a little ironic or just a little bizarre to say, but I mean, I couldn't imagine this happened to him stuck in the middle of the jungle and not being able to get any help close by. So I just give God thanks for that. And the other thing is that I talked to George today, and he's getting more movement. I think I'm getting confused which knee's the super bad one and then which one's getting improvement, but I think it's his left knee that's starting to improve, and he's getting more mobility in that a little bit. He can bend it a little bit, and they're seeing what kind of work they need to do on that. But definitely the other knee is gonna need a lot of work, and he's gonna have surgery tomorrow. And just want everyone to know that George is very touched right now by everyone's love, and Caleb's reading everything to him. Caleb's communicating with him right now, and I just told George tonight, I'm like, for every person that you visited while they were sick, for every clean water you provided, the new shoes, just the love, the attention, just everything that you do, this is your turn right now just to receive our support and our love, and just to know that we're there with you. And so he does feel those prayers, and he's very touched right now, and I just know that God is doing something even more amazing in George's life. May 11th is going to be his 7th year celebrating his new life in Christ. And I just don't think that any of this is a coincidence, the timing. And I know that God's going to restore him and heal him. And God's going to use this even to, I say, he's squeezing that Jesus juice out of him. So just give God thanks and keep George in your prayers for tomorrow's surgery. Thanks, guys.